Did we want to say something about Jamaal Bowman?
Yes, I think we should. Let's put up that NBC report, Tamara, which is very typical of how this is being covered. Representative Jamaal Bowman, a Democrat, member of the so-called Squad, the progressive group of members of Congress from New York, and as the NBC puts it, a vocal Israel critic and Squad member loses primary. This is a big story because he lost his primary election last night, so he will be leaving Congress. And it's a big story because AIPAC, the Israel lobby group, spent something like $16 million trying to defeat him and clearly was successful, although there are other factors involved. His district was redrawn and he lost some of his base of support. But that's the way it's being spun. But I think there's another aspect to this or lesson from it, which is that there really was a loss of enthusiasm for him among many real progressive people because he was constantly trying to pander to the Israel lobby while posing as being supportive of Palestine. I'll give you some examples. Recently, for example, Bowman, we can put up that item from Politico, Tamara. Bowman actually at first said that there was no evidence for the mass rapes on October 7th. And then after he came under attack from the pro-genocide Israel lobby, he reversed his position, a very wishy-washy, cowardly thing to do. And he then claimed, quote, that the UN confirmed that Hamas committed rape and sexual violence, a reprehensible fact that I condemn. And then going back to his election, or when he entered Congress, I think was in 2020. And I covered this back in 2021. If we put up the piece I wrote, Tamara, we can see that he was pandering. He opposed BDS. He voted for funding for Iron Dome and other weapons for Israel. In fact, the group Within Our Lifetime, a Palestinian American group that has been pressing to hold Bowman and others accountable, listed some of the things he's done. So this is reading from their list. He refused to sponsor a resolution recognizing the Nakba. He voted yes on House Resolution 888, equating anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. Yes on HR 5917, sanctioning the Palestinian resistance. Yes on HR 966, which endorsed debunked Zionist propaganda about sexual violence. Yes on HR 6679, anti-Palestinian immigration bill, and others. He voted for military aid to Israel. So there was just no enthusiasm for him. And I think the lesson here is that, once again, a lesson that people refuse to learn is that pandering and appeasement never work with the Israel lobby. They will not accept anything except complete and total surrender. And then when you've done that, they'll demand more. And this effort to try to triangulate by giving verbal, wishy-washy, verbal, watered-down support to Palestinians while pandering to the Israel lobby and giving them the weapons to murder Palestinians, literally, does nothing for Palestinians, not Palestinians at all, and ends up not appeasing the Israel lobby either. All it does is drive the debate to the right, give them concessions, and open the door for the people who AIPAC will really support, who will do all their bidding. And you can see some of the commentary. For example, there's an excellent piece by Margaret Kimberley in Black Agenda Report, which is a really excellent publication. And she's quite scathing, as always, with her headline, Jamaal Bowman, AIPAC, phony progressives and black misleadership. And she says that just her conclusion is very sharp. AIPAC doesn't respect the two-faced double talkers. You are either with them or against them. Bowman even made an obligatory trip to Israel in 2021. He shouldn't have bothered. No one respects half-stepping phonies. Black Agenda Report certainly does not, and we uphold the tradition of exposing the scoundrels while working to help create politics which puts people's interests at the forefront. So that is a very sharp, but I think a very fair analysis,
Yeah.
sadly. And then finally, just a comment from Raja Abdul Haq, who is in New York. He's a Muslim Palestinian activist and community organizer, and a co-founder of 𝐓𝐡𝐞 News, the Palestinian online news network that we often quote in our reporting. And he says in one of his tweets, in the case of Palestine, while Bowman presented himself as anti-AIPAC, he was very pro-Israel. He defended Israel's right to defend itself, supported Iron Dome funding, equated anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, and accused pro-Palestine protesters of being anti-Semitic. So again, you can see how people are reacting to this. And I think the lessons do need to be taken, but I doubt that they people will keep trying to tell us, oh, this is a lesser evil. And
Right.
some people have been saying in discussions I've been having online, they've been saying, oh, well, it's not that Bowman was great. It's that we should be opposed to AIPAC for taking out, we should be worried that AIPAC has this power to unseat, any member of Congress they don't like. Yeah, that is terrible. But don't ask me when we're struggling to do all the things we need to do to prioritize saving Bowman, to make a point about AIPAC over stopping genocide. The only goal should be stopping the genocide, not saving, fake progressives who are really not doing anything for us. So I know people's views on that differ, but we were told by even some people in our community, oh, Joe Biden is the lesser evil. Joe Biden brought us a Holocaust, the Holocaust of our time.
Yeah.
That's what lesser evilism brings. So, people say, well, what should we do? I mean, I don't give advice on voting. It's not what I want to do or where I want to go. But what I want to say is that maybe the answer isn't there. Maybe we can't vote our way out of genocide, especially not by voting for the party that brought us genocide. So maybe different strategies are what we need to be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what you're saying there, Ali, resonates with the UK. Like, we've got the election in the UK a week tomorrow. Maybe we'll say more about that next week in the discussion next week, which will be the day before the election. But yeah, exactly the same dynamics going on here with fake progressives.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like, leave a comment. These engagements help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us to get around Silicon Valley censorship as much as possible. It does make a difference. You can also support our journalism by going to electronicintifada.net and clicking on donate now. Thank you.